Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse racket review of the Head Gravity MP. For 2025, the Gravity MP gets some subtle and not so subtle updates. Immediately noticeable is a stunning new glossy cosmetic. At the tip of the racket, a partial cap grommet system improves both the response and the sound of the racket. Inside the frame, Head's Auxetic 2 further improves the racket, adding both stability and plushness at contact. Like the previous generation, this Gravity MP features a 16x20 string pattern and a 22mm beam for precision on every shot. At 11 ounces strung and boasting a sub 325 swing weight, this racket is ideal for intermediate players, but it will also tempt the more advanced player who craves easy acceleration and user-friendly handling. I really enjoyed the maneuverability and spin friendliness of the previous Gravity MPs, but this one I think is taking it to a new level. It does add a bit more stability at impact, and I found that to be a huge benefit on returns of serve and when I was at net and facing a lot of incoming pace. This racket didn't flutter as much, just felt much more solid and stable and had me dialed into my targets a lot better in those instances. From the rest of the court, it was much the same. I was getting a lot of spin, a lot of action. I could really shape the ball. I like slicing with this racket too, so both my backhand and my little forehand chip slice when I was looking to hit a drop shot worked really well with this racket. On serve, I could snap the racket through really quickly. She gave me good access to pace and spin. I wouldn't say I was hitting as heavy as a serve as I would with the Gravity Pro, but getting some really nice action on the ball. My slice serve out wide, working very well with this one. And again, up at net, love the improved sound and feel of the racket at contact. Felt super dialed into my touch and drop volleys, and just had a really fun play test with this racket.
I feel like the first thing I gotta mention is this latest cosmetic. I just love the look of it. It looks really modern, fresh. Probably my favorite cosmetic on the market today. Now, as for the playability, I felt like this racket felt very familiar and similar to that previous version. I felt like this racket was pretty easy to swing, not as whippy feeling as the last model, but I had no issues with it there. I thought the access to spin was really good, and I thought the control was really good as well, thanks to that 16x20 string pattern. Now with the last model, I felt like my one knock was that it lacked a little bit of put away power, and with this update, with a little bit higher swing weight, I felt like I did get more mass behind the ball and I was able to put away shots easier with this one. And I did hit this one side by side with that last model, and I do prefer the feel of this one. I just felt like it was more responsive and I felt better connected to my shots. Overall, I think this is a subtle but great update, really easy and playable, and I think I would switch just for the paint job alone.
With previous versions of the Gravity line, the Tour was actually my favorite, but this time around I'm finding it a little bit demanding for my game, and whereas in the previous versions of the MP, I found those to be a little unstable, with this edition, the MP is my favorite and the stability issues are gone. I'm finding it to be swinging through the air a little bit slower, but plenty maneuverable compared to the last version. I really enjoyed the feel of this racket. With such a low flex and the sub 300 gram unstrung weight, I would expect it to be lower powered, but I found there was plenty of power coming from this. There was also easy to hit top spin, also to flatten out my shot, which is more my typical style. At net, I was worried that I wasn't going to get enough power when I was on the stretch, but I was really surprised that I was getting those volleys over the net and back into play, and I really enjoyed the feel of this racket, whether I was hitting my ground strokes or up at net. On serve, I initially was struggling a little bit to get the ball landing inside the court because I think I was expecting that maneuverability of the previous version. With a little bit added snap, I was getting some good pace and good spin and really enjoying this racket. Overall, this racket is really going to be in the top 3 for me and a contender for a switch. For this review, we strung the Head Gravity MP 2025 with Head Links Tour at 52 pounds. For more information on this racket or anything else tennis related, be sure to visit us at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.